Hari Om. Welcome to today's episode of Know Your Dharma lecture series. My name is Kishore Trivedi. I'm a professor at Duke and member of North Carolina HSNC since 1976 in the beginning. Today we have a very special lecture by Shrikant Ji on DhyanYoga. He's an expert on mindfulness meditation. He has been teaching for 25 years.
Heartfulness meditation.
Heartfulness meditation for last 25 years, and you're only 35-year-old, right?
Yeah, I'm actually 25.
He's also very well versed in Bhagavad Gita. So is it the sixth chapter you're going to talk about today, or?
Yes, DhyanYoga, 6th chapter.
So welcome. We record these lectures and eventually put them up on our website, hsnctemple.org/KYD. Most of the past lectures are recorded and put on there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. First, thank you for the opportunity, sir, and thank you all for joining us today. It's the most difficult thing to hear a lecture on Bhagavad Gita in the afternoon. I hope I don't put you guys to sleep, but a lot of times I say, you make sure I don't sleep. So keep me active. Come up with any questions you have.
Is the light off?
I don't think they can see me on the Zoom if you turn it off. The Zoom won't be visible. My face won't be visible on the Zoom. There.
So you want to keep the light on?
Yes. So today's topic, as you see on the slide, the DhyanYoga. If I just stay on this slide, I think our time for 1 hour will be over. I can just stay on this slide. I don't like talking through slides. Reason, especially in the esoteric topics like this, it will constrict your mind. And mostly, Dhyana Yoga, as you understand, it is not constriction, it is expansion. We always, the moment we think about dhyana, we think we have to focus. We think we have to concentrate. We think we'll know something. All these presumptions, let's see how they will change by the end of this talk. First thing I want to say is, dhyana is not concentration. Dhyana is not focus. Dhyana is about leaving the mind free with a supposition, with a guidance. Right? It's like you give the GPS, the address, and the GPS will find it. Same thing, mind is like the GPS. You give the address, it will find it, and you just have to follow the guidance which comes from within. That is dhyana. If you ask me, dhyana is the most easiest thing to do. It's easier than breathing. We keep tapping our eyelids. What effort do you put to tap? Your eyelids keep flickering. What effort do you put to make the eyes flicker? It happens automatically. Dhyana is simpler than that. No effort required. We think effort is required because I need to concentrate. Big misunderstanding. I need to focus. Another big misconception. And I have to become thoughtless. The biggest misconception. So dhyana is very simple, easy, the most easiest thing one can do. And going back to this title on my, I don't need to start my video here, sorry. I was trying to come up with a tagline. I want to put it on my presentation. Then I came up with the state of no mind. Then when I was flying here from Orlando, a thought occurred to me in my flight. State of no mind, dhyana. Then what is karma yoga? Karma Yoga is, this is my thought, I'm just sharing it with you. And again, whatever I'm sharing is all my opinions. They're not concepts of heartfulness, even though I'm a heartfulness trainer for last 25 years. And I also do Gita studies with the Chinmaya mission. And it helped me a lot. After meditating for so many years, when I started reading Gita, to me, it felt as if I have been there already. I've been through the states already. It's just that I didn't have the language. And Gita gave me the language for my experience. So, if you ask me, meditate and read our scriptures, know our dharma, you will see it completely in a different light from what you are perceiving today. It's so important. I like the word dharma. It is the Sanatana dharma, it is not a religion. One of my colleagues asked me, what do I need to do? American colleague asked me, what do I need to do to become a Hindu? I said, are you alive? He said, yes. Then you are a Hindu. Any existence, any being which conforms with its nature, life, essence, it is a Hindu. It belongs to Sanatana Dharma. That's why there is no conversion here. You just follow. Again, follow is a wrong word. Because if I have to follow, then I have to put an effort. It's the inner nature which is already following. You just seek the guidance. That is dharma. So for dharma, how do I understand dharma? So again, going back to karma yoga. What is karma yoga? Where the karta is absent, only the karma is present. Bhagavan says in Gita, leave the karma phala to me. Why is he saying leave the karma phala to me? Because he's saying you don't put your mind into it. You do the karma. The karma phala will come. And whatever comes is mine. That means you are not there. How can it be yours? So the karta is absent in karma yoga. So to become a karma yogi, the karta must disappear, dissolve. Right? Same thing with the bhakti yoga. Bhakta is absent and the Lord is present. Now, dhyana yoga. Who is doing the dhyana here? The mind is the tool. When mind is absent, it becomes dhyana yoga. As long as mind is there, you can loosely translate in English, you are a meditator. When the mind is absent, you are in dhyana. Because the English language, meditation means to think. Mind is thinking. Mind is absent. Then you are a dhyana yogi. What is jnana yoga? Where the jnani is absent. Only jnana. Here in my understanding, jnana means in a tattvamasi, the third word, asi. Asi is the jnana. Right? Tattvam asi. You are that. So when the jnani is absent, asi is present. That is jnana yoga. But what we think jnana means, how many scriptures I am going to read. Scriptures, knowledge again is a wrong translation in English. Knowledge, as we understand as information. Is information knowledge? Then all the pandits and scholars would have been jnanis. If information is the only parameter for knowledge, jnana. So what is jnana? So this is the topic I want to cover today. From karma yoga to dhyana yoga, jnana yoga, karma to jnana yoga, and the role of dhyana yoga. Right? So I mean, all this, whatever I'm saying today, I'm also hearing it for the first time. So whatever I say, I'm also learning. because I don't know what I'm going to say. As the slides move on, as my mind permits, whatever comes out, I'll say. So dhyana comes in the 6th chapter, in the middle. So if you observe carefully, in all the yogas, when we talk about karma yoga, Bhagavan spoke about what is the state of a karma yogi. Many people sometimes the commentators also did a disservice. My apologies by misquoting it. They did a disservice because Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, never gave a practice on how to become a karma yogi. He said, what is the state of karma yogi? He spoke about Sthita Pragnata. He did not say, how do you achieve Sthita Pragnata? He said, what will happen if you are a Sthita Prajna? You understand? Same thing with all the yogas. Jnana Yoga, he spoke extensively about what a Jnana Yogi is like. But he never tell you how to become a Jnana Yogi. The only place where he gave very definite instructions on what to do is Dhyana Yoga. I was wondering why. Why didn't he give any instructions to Jnana Yoga? Why didn't he give any instructions to the Karma Yoga? Whereas he went elaborately, every instruction, even how to sit, how to close your eyes, what is your body position should be, what your mind state should be. Everything he said. And again, some of us will take it to the extreme. That's the human nature. He said, sit on a animal skin and put a white cloth in it and sit on it. But if you observe, then again people come up with all these scientific innovations. If you sit on, your body is neutralized, blah, 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 so many things. But that is the time. In those days, people used to sit on the floor. And floor is hard. It's going to hit on your legs. It's difficult to sit unless something soft is there. The softest, they didn't have pillows, cushions. The softest thing available then is animal skin. And when you sit on the animal skin, it irritates your skin hell a lot. So he said, put a white cloth on it, a cotton cloth on it, so that you don't have any allergies. Right? So in modern state conditions, Thiram Sukham Asanam means where you can hold your body Thiram, relatively stable, without causing any discomfort. Whatever that position is, like here, everyone is sitting on the chair. You can sit on your sofa, wherever. Sit comfortably and then begin your dhyana. So don't take anything to the extreme. All scriptures have spoken from a context of time. Some of the instructions. Some are eternal. Some apply even today. So what applies to us, only adopt that. Don't ever take it to the extreme, then you miss the point. Sitting on an animal skin as a requirement, then you are unnecessarily wasting time. You can start meditation now. Otherwise, now you have to shop around. Then it will delay. Then you might lose your interest by the time you shop around. So always noble things, when you know, realize, do it now. Begin it now. Right? So that is my first slide. So let's see what comes next. I just want to wake you guys up something inconsequential, irrelevant, but I still added it here. So the guy is asking the Guru in the other side of the shore, Guruji, how will I come to the your side, or the other side? How will I come to the other side? Then the Guru says, you are already on the other side. Right? So it's all perceptions. When Shankaracharya said, this world is Maya, he did not exactly say the world is Maya. It's the perception is creating an illusion which is not there. How do we
We need to share the screen, I think.
On the Zoom. Sorry.
Sorry, I was absorbed by your talk. Nobody complained from the other end.
My sound Zoom is coming from there. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I did not notice. Can you guys hear me? I did ask. No one has responded on the Zoom.
Yeah, earlier there was a response.
Okay, all right. So I'm assuming you all can hear me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. So I'll tell you a funny story which the Swami Chinmaya has shared. One guy, he thinks he's a rat, and then he's afraid of the cat because the rat eats the cat. Sorry, cat eats the rat, right? And then he was shown to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist tells him, tell yourself you are not a rat, you are a man. You are not a rat, you are a man. Repeat it every time you think the cat is going to come to you. So after 3 months, the patient goes to the doctor, says, Doc, thank you. Now I know that I'm a man, I'm not a rat. Oh, wow, congratulations. So the problem solved. Yes. But I know that I'm a man, but how does the cat know?
அது எப்படி கேக்குது?
What's that? Ansu? Okay, sorry. So how does he know? How does the cat know that I'm a man, not a rat? So these are the problems of perceptions. This is Maya. We're trying to project what we are not. So the way the Mahavakya says, again, as I started with that, Tattvamasi, you are that. Yes, the information is there. Like the guy says, I am not a rat, I'm a man. But did I realize that I am that? The perception is not allowing me to see it. So the perception is the Maya. It's not the world, is not the Maya. You always ask this question, anybody talks about it. Suppose in the bathroom, I look myself in the mirror shirtless. Can I tell the reflection in my mirror wear the shirt? Can I ever make the reflection to wear a shirt? It's not possible, right? And how does the reflection understand that it has to wear a shirt? It is impossible. So if I'm an illusion, the possibility of me realizing the real or asi, that, the essence, having the jnana is already destroyed, not possible, if I'm an illusion. Think about it. Somehow this idea comes that all this world is an illusion. It is not the world which is illusion, it is the perception which is creating that illusion. Now what is the solution? Because we have been told, suppose when I'm, this question always comes to me, through meditation we experience, then immediately the question comes, who is the experiencer? Then I'll say, tell me who is asking, I'll tell you who is the experiencer. Who is asking for me to answer, and whom should I answer? You see, now you kind of got into a deadlock. Correct? So the real thing is to feel this essence. Who is experiencing it? You. Who is that you? Yesterday I was telling everyone, it is the witness. Who is the witness? To begin with, it is the witness is the mind. And mind doesn't know how to perceive it. So it perceives it based on what it read. It will make an assumption, presumption, projection, what it is like. Right? Then, through dhyana. That's why dhyana becomes very important for the jnana. Dhyana also becomes too important for make the karta absent. I don't know how to make the karta absent because I have a goal in my mind when I perform an action. I'm already thinking about the result. Can anyone perform an action without thinking of the result? It's not possible. Then how do you make the karta absent? Then there's easy solution. Think about Bhagavan is doing it. Which Bhagavan? Whenever I say something to my kids, oh God, they say, then I'll immediately ask them, which God? Which God are you referring to? Okay. So what is God? How can you think about Bhagavan? Which Bhagavan? Krishna Bhagavan. How do you know Krishna Bhagavan? How do you know he is doing it? I'm not trying to, be analytical or critical. I'm trying to come to a point, how do we understand and perceive this truly? So, dhyana gives the feeling, experience of the true essence of the Bhagavan. Because we are meditating, the Krishna's direct instructions, meditate on me. Again, who? So now here, meditate on me means we kind of make a picture of this. If Jesus says, meditate on me, which Jesus? How do I know? All that what I've seen is in the movies or in paintings or in the church, the sculptures. None of them have seen the Jesus. So who would I meditate on? So that essence, which has always been there. The reason for my existence is that essence is always there. We all know it. God is all pervading. So where do I look for that essence? So when we talk about that essence as a principle, gravity is a principle, for example. Where is gravity? We say it's in China? No. It is where you are. You are feeling it, experiencing it where you are. You are able to sit because of gravity. So similarly, your existence where it is, there God is. Simple. So you meditate. How do you know? The simple supposition, mere supposition is enough to begin. I am meditating on that essence. I am taking direct instructions of Lord Krishna. Meditate on me. Meditate. How? Just give a supposition. Is it my next slide? I already jumped. How to meditate. Meditate on that essence with a mere supposition to begin with. That is where the mind comes in. And then you wait. So this is always, I'll say, how do you fall asleep? You close your eyes and wait. Sleep happens. Because you have given the direction to the mind, I'm going to sleep right now. But I'm not saying, damn it, you sleep in next 5 minutes. It doesn't happen like that. So you just wait. Sleep happens. Like that, meditation also happens. What do you need to do meditation? Nothing. You just wait and you go into that state where now the mind is absent. Right now, the mind is the witness. When mind becomes absent, the chitta, chetana, consciousness becomes the witness. When consciousness becomes the witness, the consciousness is the only awareness tool we have. Consciousness makes the awareness possible, but consciousness is not awareness. The consciousness somehow understands this soul, the Atman. Again, there's no Atman, Paramatman, it's all one. Paramatman, one soul. And then that feedback comes. Again, the same question to make it understand in a simple terms. Suppose you had a deep sleep. When do you know you had deep sleep? When you're awake. not while you are in deep sleep. After you are awake, you say, I am in deep sleep, I had a good sleep, and you are already feeling the effects of that sleep. Now it has come to your body mind consciousness. The deep sleep, it is at a conscious state, now has come to when you're awake. When you're awake, it comes to your body mind consciousness. Same thing in dhyana, that which is felt. And again, Shastra says it cannot be felt, it cannot be known, it cannot be understood. Yes. Why? It cannot be understood with your known consciousness, which is mind. But it can be understood with the inner consciousness, which is beyond mind. So that will bring that information back, just like how your deep sleep state comes back to your body mind consciousness. This will also come to your body mind consciousness. But at the first attempt, you're not going to understand it, even though it happened in your very first attempt. So that's why we don't have to meditate for 1,000 years to understand this. Your first meditation is enough if you are ready. Then slowly what happens, the moment, repeated actions. I was giving this example. One of the NASA scientists shared it with me. When the Columbus, the big ship, docked at the shores of the Mexico, the Native Americans, what we call in India, Red Indians, they were all standing there. They're looking at the water waves have changed. There's something big is standing in front of them or in the ocean. They took almost 20 to 30 minutes to recognize the ship which is right in front of their eyes. They didn't see anything. They're only seeing the shape of the waveforms have changed, but they're not seeing the ship because their mind has never seen anything like that. It could not comprehend. It could not connect the dots. It took some time for it to appear in their body mind consciousness. Now, a physical thing, big ship like that, if it takes time to process, if you are seeing it for the first time, how do you think this Anantam, infinite, appeals to your mind for the first time? So I was telling, probably you will feel a glimpse of it after your 100th meditation, what you felt in your first meditation. It takes little time for me to be ready to comprehend it at my intellect level. That is dhyana. How to meditate? Very simple. Again, I'll go with the instructions. Just give a supposition that you are meditating on the divine essence. Allow your mind to be drawn into it and wait. Then the next question is, what should I do with the thoughts? What should I do with them? Again, I have to quote these examples, which I don't like, but I have to say it. Suppose a pilot is taking off from the airport. It's still in the midair. You can see the traffic on the road, heavy traffic. All I-40 is blocked. What do? What should the pilot do? Should he slow down the flight? Are you seeing a red light on the street? Should he stop? Why not? Because they're two different dimensions. So the moment I close my eyes, I connect with this essence. I've already taken off. Just like the pilot seeing the traffic on the road, I am witnessing the traffic, the thoughts in my mind. Oh, I have a very bad thought. So it be. There's an accident on the street. What should the pilot do? Nothing. Keep going. Same thing here. Keep going. Thoughts or no thoughts do not qualify your meditation. We always connect meditation with the thought, and then you say, oh, I cannot meditate. But thought has nothing to do. So these are the perceptions, we build so strong. And when we are reading, see, I'll give you another example with the flight only. Suppose a guy who doesn't know anything about flight. All that he did in his life is travel by road. Okay, he wants to take the flight to New York. First time. Doesn't know anything. He doesn't even know that it flies. He goes, he buys the ticket, he asks at the check-in counter, by the way, when this flight is going to New York, which interstate does it take? What should be the answer? That question is not applicable. We also, when we are reading the scriptures from our own perception, we are always asking what is the interstate it connects to. Yes. You see? And we misunderstand and we make our own projections. And then we fall for those projections. That means we again get caught up in the Maya. So the true way to understand is through dhyana. That's why dhyana yoga becomes such an important topic to understand Gita or any other scriptures. Dhyana is not mind control. A lot of people somehow thought dhyana as a mere mind control, then it has nothing to do with dhyana yoga, because when you control your mind, you are at peace. No, that's not what dhyana is. Dhyana is not to control anything. Dhyana is to bring this, the true jnana, back into your body mind consciousness. Then you read any scripture, you really understand the purport of every vakya, every verse you read in Bhagavad Gita in a different light. Then you will also see you can do much better than the commentators who wrote the Gita commentary. Because now you are going to the source. That is Dhyana Yoga. See, it's not mere mind control. You don't need mind control. If at all you want to control your mind, count to 1 to 100. The mind comes in under control. It becomes calm. It becomes peaceful. You don't need such a big thing like Dhyana Yoga. It's like lifting the needle with the crane. You don't need that. If 100 doesn't work, count till 1000. And you are at peace. Okay. So that is what we are trying to do here. And probably I already answered the question, what am I meditating on? That which is already present. Another big misunderstanding of Dhyana Yoga is, oh, it will bring peace to the mind. It will bring peace to the mind if you know what peace is. A lot of us don't know peace. I just don't like my thoughts. I want to escape from it. So today, understanding of peace is escape. Then you are not going to have peace. If that is your answer for peace. So the real answer for peace is me being in harmony with which that I am meditating on. When I'm in harmony, in sync, in oneness, then the yoga starts happening. The karta is absent. The jnani is absent. The mind is absent. The bhakta is absent. Then we are in Advaita. The moment we start expressing it, no expression can be made from the state of Advaita. Because you are absent. What expression can I give from the state of Advaita? All expressions are expressed from the state of Dvaita only. Any word, any spoken, any written, everything is from the state of Dvaita. But when you come to the state of Dvaita, your mind is still absorbed into Advaita, then the expression becomes pure. So that's why in the scriptures, in the Gita, it says, Dhyana makes the mind pure. How? Because now it latched onto the state of Advaita. That is the nature of the mind. It gets latched onto it wherever you put it on. You put it on your problems, it gets latched onto it. You put it on your work, it gets latched onto it. You put it on this deep state of meditation experience, it gets latched onto it. That's the nature of the mind. Then we say, oh, my mind is troubling. That's what Arjuna says. And I already answered, what will I experience and who am I? If my mind is latched onto that state, Aham Brahmasmi. Even when I say, I think still the Aham Brahmasmi is the state of Dvaita only. Aham is still present. Okay. So, still that Aham, the mind, is recognizing that Brahman, which otherwise is not possible without Dhyana Yoga. Just wanted to play this video. It's not playing. That's okay. I thought I attached the video here, but okay. Yeah, I'm doing that. 1 second. That's fine.
Looks like the wind.
Yeah. No, it's playing.
Looks like the winds are changing.
Change.
Let me share it back on the Zoom.
Good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do. Changing.
Change. Good.
Yeah, but it's yeah, but it's
Sorry. Yeah.
looks like the winds are changing.
Change is good.
Yeah, but it's not easy. I know what I have to do, but going back means I'll have to face my past. I've been running from it for so long.
Ow. Jeez, what was that for? It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Yeah, but it still hurts.
Oh, yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it or learn from it. See? So what are you going to do?
First, I'm gonna take your stick.
No.
Right. For the right. Yeah. I mean, I do almost 5 to 6 Zoom sessions every week. So, but anyway, this technical difficulty, I did not think it's going to happen, but okay, let's come to the slideshow. See, we are trying to escape the past.
It didn't come.
It's there. Yeah. So we are always trying to escape the past. Then again, the term we loosely use for this past is karma. What is karma? Right? Again, karma, at one level is an action. The another one is karma we accumulate as a chitta, the memory of the consciousness, or a residue on the consciousness, I would like to call it. First, I'll go to this slide. Residue on the consciousness. So this is the self on the left side, which is the asi, that, the higher self. And in between there is consciousness, and there is mind. Mind is an extrovert mind. It's always interacting with these worldly things, Vishaya. And it is accumulating this emotional memory, and what we loosely call it as karma, as a samskara, as an impression. It is getting imprinted on the consciousness. Now, that mirror which is clean and reflecting the higher essence with no distortion, with this residue, the self reflection is distorted. That's why we call it impure consciousness. This purity and impurity is, it's very subjective. If I'm thinking I'm a man, then, it's a different purity. If I'm thinking I'm a rat, then it's a different purity. It's all perception driven. So this chitta is creating the vrittis, the consciousness now is distorted. If consciousness can never be distorted, it is the reflection of it is distorted. All communication, how does a conscious state comes to the mind, awareness? It's only through reflection. To understand this reflection, maybe it's a different session we can do later. How this soul has to be understood. Soul is a mere reflection of the Paramatman. And where is it reflecting? On the state of consciousness. Okay, that's why causal body is sometimes loosely understood as a soul also. Anyways, I'm not getting there. It kind of deviates from the topic. Now the deposits are going into the subconscious state. What is subconscious? We say conscious, subconscious. Basically it's all one consciousness, but we still say subconscious because there is an aware level of consciousness which is present, and the supreme consciousness which we need to attain. And below is the subconscious, is all past. So all this residue is on the past subconscious, which is creating a different vibratory state on the conscious level, which mind is perceiving as many things, thoughts, emotions, and everything. The mind becomes an interpreter here. The mind is a true interpreter, if you ask me. Otherwise, mind has no role. It is all the consciousness, vibratory state reflecting into the mind, and it is interpreting it. And the interpretation comes to us, to the brain signal as a thought. And I always, just again, this is a wake-up question. If you don't have any language, what is the form of your thought? Think about it. So, subconsciousness is all past. But we remove this karma residue from the past. And then again, this question whether the karma can be removed or not is a big question mark. Some say yes, some say no, some say impossible. But according to the heartfulness, these samskaras, karmas, which are manifested as a prarabdha karma, nobody can touch it. It is manifested already. Those which are in the seed form, accumulated as the sanchita karma, can be removed by the will of the guru and by the will of the practicant. And also, in the prarabdha karma also there are some unmanifested seeds still ready to manifest. Before they manifest, we can remove them. What is manifested is done deal. You have to go through it. What is unmanifested can be removed. So that's why heartfulness gives us this beautiful technique. Very unique to heartfulness is the cleaning process. So by cleaning all these impressions which I'm accumulating today, before they've solidified and becomes the seeds back into the Sanchita Karma, I can clean them. And when a teacher using his higher will, working on you and cleaning them, the big baggage is we're going to get rid of. So you can only imagine, those who understand is how the karma works, you can only imagine the efficacy of the heartfulness system. And you don't have to believe in it, do it, you yourself will realize it. It's all about this. Heartfulness is not a teaching. Heartfulness is a practice. Heartfulness is not a philosophy. Practice. Practice, realize, read, understand the dharma, and it gives you the flexibility to the mind to apply the dharma. I personally asked my teacher, what is the difference between an enlightened master and an ordinary guy? And he said, the enlightened master can implement what he knows, whereas the ordinary person has to struggle to implement what he knows. Both know. The knowing is not missing in anybody. One can adopt it, another cannot adopt it because his karmas are holding him. When you get rid of these karmas, samskaras, impressions, you have the flexibility to apply what you know. That's the efficacy of heartfulness. So, I just took this slide to explain this. Again, why my mind is turbulent, I've already answered it. The impressions from the consciousness distorted, they are felt in the mind as a turbulence. As long as there are impressions, peace is denied, harmony of the mind is denied. So to become in tune with this higher essence is sort of distorted. Then mind is projecting all sorts of things from this distortion. We completely deviate from, stray away from what is real and what is unreal. So in a way, Viveka Buddhi is not at its peak. Viveka Buddhi is there, but the discernment is not right. What is real, what is unreal, we cannot make that distinction. And then, because of these vasanas, the samskaras are take over, we become the slaves of the vasanas. That's why by removing the samskaras, what is a vasana? I mean, a lot of times this question comes to me, what is samskara is vasana or vasana is samskara? The effect, sorry, go ahead. Ichha of indriyas. But what is creating the ichha? Ichha, what is creating the ichha? Right? So it is the effect of the samskaras. We can think of it like an expression of samskaras as a vasana, and the indriyas have to respond to it. It becomes almost a compulsive state. You cannot restrain it. The more you restrain it, the more pressure you are putting on your system. You can restrain it today, tomorrow, but day after tomorrow, it will hit on you. The devil knows its ways, right? So the solution is when you remove the samskaras which we are forming, the impact means vasanas are already dissolved. They're not removed, dissolved. And then the indriyas are at your disposal. And when indriyas are driven by the mind, so mind is at your disposal. You see the point there? So that's why this cleaning becomes a very potential tool for us to implement and apply in our lives. And everybody can do it. And we can train you how to do it. Again, training is simple instructions. You follow the instructions and you do it. And each instruction costs you $1 million, by the way. If you say I cannot pay $1 million, it's free. I'm just kidding. It's all free. The practice is free. Everything is free. Right? So adopt this. See the benefits of it. How to get rid of my past impressions. So now I'm giving you instructions free. It's simple. Through the mind connecting with this external world, Vishaya, we are gathering these impressions. We cannot stop it. As an existential being, I have to survive. Okay. So we say sannyasi is the one who have left everything. Sannyasi is the one who left everything, but did sannyasi leave all his indriyas? Are they shut off? No. So whether you are a sannyasi or a family man, but Bhagavad Gita, the whole Gita is for a family man. If you ask me truly. So the Lord has recognized that being a grihastha, being a family person, one can still attain this highest. It is not just limited to sannyasis. The sannyasi has to do the same thing to achieve the highest, and the grihastha also has to do the same thing to the highest. Here, the celibacy, the so-called, is meaningless, if you ask me. It's the yoga of the consciousness. It's not even the yoga of the mind. As long as you have the consciousness and you have the inclination and you want to make this happen, what we call the mumukshatva, then it will happen. That's all is required. The willingness to participate in this endeavor. And I would like to call it as participate in this experiment. Experiment is you have to evaluate it. You don't have to believe in it. As a scientist, sir would know very much. You have to evaluate, you have to work on it, see the results for yourself, and your experiment is proven. The belief doesn't need any proof. The blind leads the blind. And you, on belief, you don't know. When we are in belief, the Viveka Buddhi disappears, which is the most dangerous thing. Which we don't realize. Oh, belief, so much belief we talk about. The belief is acting against you. Whereas when you work on the true Viveka Buddhi, true discernment, see what's happening, see how the results are happening, don't believe anybody. See it for yourself. Then you will recognize it, realize it yourself. Right? So how to get rid of these past impressions? Just like the mind created them, mind has the ability to remove them. Give a supposition that all these impressions for your entire system. Where is consciousness? It's not just in the heart, in your entire system. From your entire system, all these impressions which are accumulated are dissolving. Because we don't know, we cannot mentally perceive the dissolution, just say evaporating. What will happen if you put a water and boil it? After some time, the water disappears. It evaporates. Just like that, all your impressions are evaporating out of your system from the back. And your entire essence is filled with the divine essence. Your entire system is filled with the divine essence. Do it for half hour and see for yourself how light you feel. Right? How you should feel, nobody has to tell you, right? You know it when you feel it. Do it and experience. Correct? And now I'll invite my dear sister Devi to talk about the presence of heartfulness in the Tri-City area. And you can reach out to us and connect with us, learn, apply in your life, and get there. And again, just meditation is not enough. Read all our scriptures, follow the Dharma, understand the scriptures with the right discernment, right mindset.
You want to take the questions at the after?
Oh yeah, I can take the questions. Sorry.
So let's start.
Yes.
One is the comment, and the
Uh-huh.
And comment is that there is a beautiful verse in Lingashtakam,
Yes.
Sanchita Papa Vinashana Lingam. That's
Yes.
what you're referring.
Yes, that's right.
And the question, Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha, you seem to say there's something against it. I'm not quite clear, right?
Yeah. Chitta Vritti Nirodha. See, the moment we talk about Nirodha, we are looking at pressure, restrainment. But if this Chitta Vritti Nirodha can happen without any effort, stress, then that is the most perfect. A most perfect engine is where it doesn't use any energy. It doesn't lose any energy, correct? Same thing here. Now we are creating a perfect engine for the Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Chitta Vritti Nirodha is still happening. But it is happening before even it is manifesting. The vrittis are not manifested at all. Then what am I stopping? So it is a Chitta Vritti Nirodha at the best. Right?
Any other questions? Anybody else? One?
One
Yes.
observation,
Yes, sir.
to me when I study and do things, it's like all life forms are psychosomatic.
Yes.
So there is something is not going properly.
Yes.
Even for thousands of years, it's not like last year or 2 years.
Correct.
Thousands of years we have been trying to see that whether the human mind can focus on meditation, change the direction.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to be negative,
Yeah.
but it's not working.
Yes.
And the reason I feel like that is my own experience.
Correct. Correct.
The way we are structured, all life forms are structured.
Yes.
So there is a Darwin's theory comes into the picture, survival, right?
Right.
So whenever we have this notion of survival,
Yes.
so what is happening, actually the way the brain is structured,
Yes.
in the whole brain, I'm not a neurologist or anything.
No, that's fine.
But
Yeah.
whatever I have experienced and studied and do that there is a small part, amygdala.
Amygdala.
Right?
It's a stress response
Right.
responder.
So whenever there is a danger
Yes.
in life,
Yes.
it reacts very quickly and bypasses the whole.
Correct.
And I think that is what is happening in today's world.
Yes.
That all these life forms, particularly human beings, the way they are being structured, that we do not, somehow we have not learned to bypass that principle of pleasure and pain.
Correct.
Because that is what this particular the way brain is structured is because of survival and survival only the way it can be indicated is through pain and pleasure.
Correct.
Whenever there is a pain, is a danger, you run. And when there is a pleasure, you go after it.
The flight and fight response. Yeah.
But this is the way I feel like that India has produced two people which I have a lot of respect for them.
Yes.
Buddha and Shankara.
Yes.
So this theory that what Buddha has given
Yes.
and what Shankaracharya has given is very, very deep and very, very, really very, very well understood psychologically as well as scientifically. And somehow there is not is what we are presenting most of the time. That you meditate. Meditation actually happens. It's not something you do.
Exactly. That's what I said. Meditation happens like sleep happens. Right.
If we, right now, it's a lot of neurologists,
Yes.
lots of psychologists, and lots of mystics are working on this.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Right.
So somehow there is something is missing where we are not addressing this particular issue. Where common person, and it's a lot of things, right? Mumbo jumbo kind of, but the way we have structured the universe, and particularly human civilization, we have given so much emphasis on survival. That is almost impossible to go.
Yeah. So let me get to the answering your question. I wish you would have asked this question at the beginning of the session. We would have had all the time to explain. So if you hear Roger Penrose, The Emperor's New Mind, he talks very well about this, the idea of consciousness. If we are talking about now in today's world, artificial intelligence, quantum computing. The quantum computing happens, the power of the computer is way enormous compared to what it is today. So then the question is, can the quantum computer become conscious? And I like what Roger Penrose said. And then there's another guy, what is his name, Upadhyay, who is building an artificial brain. There is a book written by him, Brain, Nano Brain. Okay. So if the competition increases, so then we are always thinking brain as a computational, right? But brain computational is at the level of only motor control. If a tennis player is hitting the ball, we hit this way or this way, that way, it's all motor control. That's all the brain is doing. And the so-called mind as a subtle body we are talking about is just, or the intellect as a subtle body we are talking about. Intellect can only say this is black or this is white. It's material. It can only discern between the opposites. That's where the intellect limitation is. So a brain can never, increasing the computation can never reach consciousness, because consciousness is not computation. All the activities you're talking about, there are more at the grosser level. This is at the subtle level. All the neurons are at the body level. They're not at the subtle body level. Not in the Karan Sharir. Not in the Sukshma Sharir. Neither in the Karan Sharir. Right? And you're referring to the amygdala, the flight and flight response. What is amygdala does? It's only respond to the fear. It's a survival mechanism. When the people who are standing on the high-rise building, they look down and say, oh, they feel as if they are falling down. Correct? But this is the amygdala. If I kind of go a little deeper into this science of fear, the fear is the first response of the first mind when it is separated from the source, from the essence. It formed its identity, it felt it is alone. So that's why fear is the first impression. And we cannot get rid of that first impression. If it is the first impression, that is the last impression to go, as we are clearing all these impressions through the cleaning process. And one more thing which I did not mention, which I should have mentioned, is the pranasya prana, the yogic energy. There is no right word for it, the loosely translated as transmission. The moment we talk about transmission, the engineering mind would say from point A to point B, right? It is not point A to point B. So the good example for that is, if you turn on the fan here, suddenly you feel the air. But right now I am not feeling any air. Was air missing now? You turn on the fan, the air becomes evident. So through the sankalpa of the Guru, that essence which is already in there can be made evident. When it is made evident, when the soul, the Atman, or the consciousness, the causal body, comes in contact with this evident essence, Tat, or that, not Tat, Asi, that, the Brahman, all its lower faculties drop, including fear. So that now amygdala doesn't have to function at all. Oh, all these things are there, sir. But now the question is, should I be worried about ego or should I be worried about the real? Now, I'll tell you one more example, okay? If this room is dark, assuming, now I want to turn on the light. My hand is on the light switch. Then I'll say, hey, please, darkness, go away so that I can turn on the light. Is that a good statement? Is that a valid statement? We are always doing this when when it comes to adhyatmikata, when it comes to following the dharma. I have to let go ego before I can. I have to let go the darkness before I can. I have to let go the ignorance before I can. It's like I'm telling all of you, I'll only turn on the light when the darkness goes away. That's exactly we are doing with ourselves when we go in the adhyatmikata. Please, sir. Any question is okay.
Intellectually, brain understands the logic,
Correct.
but how actually you get beyond that? That is what, because whenever we are talking about any kind of knowledge, whether it's karmic knowledge or scientific knowledge,
Yeah.
it stays at the level of the brain. How do we overcome that? How does it go into your guts? I use the word guts.
Correct.
How do you get to your guts where things are happening rather than just
Yes.
staying in the brain,
Yeah.
their knowledge?
Okay. So why scientists discovered something and why not everybody is discovering something? If I have to answer it, a scientist, the moment he thought about an hurdle, the scientist already thinking how to overcome it. And scientist is not saying I cannot overcome it. I'll find a way to overcome it. Jnana is infinite. It will allow some way to make it happen. And the scientist discovers it. And all this technological advancement, people who are going in bullock carts, even before bullock cart, they are walking. So slowly, when the problem you know, and you know that solving that problem depends, your existence depends on solving that problem, you will solve it. If you only know the problem, who will solve the problem, you can talk about it eternally, the problem is not solved. If your existence depends on solving that problem, you will find the answer.
It happens to only a few, so it can never happen on a mass level.
It doesn't happen in the mass level because even who is mass anyway? Right? It's all of us. Who is mass anyway? But I have to recognize if that guy can do it, if Shankaracharya could do it, I would have. Because he showed, yes, it is possible.